everybody, and welcome to the channel. I'm Kayla.
And I'm Crystal.
And we are the Cruising Chicks. In today's video, we are going to break down how we personally budget for our cruises. And I don't mean like how we make money, even though we'll give you like a little tidbit on like some side hustles, but how we put or where we put our money and how we budget for excursions and transportation and stuff like that. We each do it a little differently in the physical way, but like the mental way, we're both on the same page. Granted, actually, Crystal usually does the mental part, and then I just copy into the physical part. So,
I'm more of the write it down, see it,
right,
look at it. I have to know all the numbers and have it there in front of me.
Yes. So, I personally got into the money budgeting where I have a folder and I have all of these little things in them that tells me, you know, where to spend the money that's inside of them. And so for me, when I'm tongue-tied. I have another book that has all of like my sinking funds in it, or like, you know, for the house fund, my car fund, and I also have like a straight just like a vacation fund in there that while we don't have anything planned and we don't have anything booked, I just put everything in there. And so that way, like, I could have, you know, $1,000 in there, but I just haven't allocated it anywhere yet. So when I move into this book here, I have where I would put my cruise fare. Of course it's gonna be difficult. My drink package, excursions, which is full right now, the hotel money for before or after, transportation, and for me, that's, you know, gas, that's if we fly, parking, because when we drive, you know, we've got to pay to park somewhere, and then I have my spending money, which, you know, I mean, everyone gonna spend some money.
Yep.
And then I have my tips, and I always try to put as many $1 bills in here as I can, even if it's just like throughout so even if I don't have anything planned, I'll just start shoving $1 bills in here if I can, because I'm gonna tip, and $1 bills are so much easier. So then I have my food and drinks, and obviously this for me is like prior to the cruise, post cruise, and in ports if we choose to eat out. And then I have a tickets here because we like to go to Disney. So I have a tickets thing for saving for Disney tickets. And then I got really ambitious when I had this made, and I have a folder for annual passes for Disney World. I don't have anything saved in it, so don't get your hopes up. But that is how I do it, because I like physically just know where things are at and like to touch it. And so what happens is Miss Crystal here will sit down and she'll figure out how much she thinks we're gonna need for hotels, how much she thinks we're gonna need for gas, or, you know, whatever transportation we're doing. And she writes it down in her notes app on her phone and she shares it. And then I just go off of that and I put my money where it needs to go. How do you, so that is how I do mine. And I had just started this, I think we're actually right just before we went on the Mardi Gras cruise. So this is new for me, and it has been so helpful, because when I pull my money out of my bank account and I'm like, okay, so for vacation I have $1,000 after I paid for my cruise fare and everything. Well, what am I gonna do with all that money? And then I get somewhere and I don't want to spend it because I'm like, well, what if I need it for somewhere else? But now I have it separated, so I know, well, I have my $60 for my checked bag. I have my $150 for hotels. I have my food and drink money set away. I have my spending money, so that way I'm not feeling guilty about spending money because it's been allocated somewhere already, which is, it works for my brain so well. So well. And if you guys want like any tips or tricks on how I do it, leave a comment below and I will be glad to help you or do a more in-depth video of this binder. This is just kind of like an overview of how we do it. So if you want that, just let me know and I will be glad to help because it's a lifesaver. So now we're going to transfer from my way to Crystal's way because hers is a little different. Like we said, the mental is the same, the physical is different.
Okay. So I use what is known as an online bank account. It's a high yield savings account. I use SoFi.
There are plenty of other options.
Yes, there are plenty of other options. I just chose SoFi. And I actually have a checking account with them and savings, but I only use the savings because the savings actually will earn you money, more money than the checking account. So the more money you have in there, the percentage goes up that you earn. And so if you've got money in there and it's staying in that account, you're earning a certain percentage.
Right.
So I think at one point mine was at 4.2%. And so as my money's staying in there waiting on vacation, I'm getting a little bit at a time. So I take my notes app on my phone. I write down everything that I think we're going to need for the vacation. I love to put little check marks by everything.
Yeah, she's very, very organized on the money part.
My favorite thing to do is to strike out something when I've paid it off or hit the check mark when it's paid or saved for because I know I'm getting there. I'm getting toward the vacation. And so I usually will take the total number that I need for the vacation once I've added up everything that we need, and I'll look to see how many weeks we have until the vacation, and I will divide that by what we need, and then I assume that I'm going to be putting that amount per week into my account. Once I put it into that SoFi account, each week I just tie it to my bank account and transfer it over. It just stays in there. I don't use that account for anything else. It is strictly a vacation account. I don't, touch it. I don't use the debit card unless we're on vacation and I need it. But mostly I'll pull the cash out when we go on vacation. But that is strictly my vacation savings. And I just watch it build. And the percentage, I mean, it's not huge, but it's something. I mean, it's easy. It's an easy way to do it. I mean, it's not money physically in your hand, but I personally find it easier to do that than to pull physical cash out of the bank and have it in your hand and in the book. I'd just much rather do that. Everyone's different.
We're so different.
Everyone is different.
Mentally, we're the same. Physically, really, no. And I think the great thing about having a separate account for your money is that it's not mixed in with your actual bank account. And so you're not going to the store and thinking, oh, well, I have $1,000 in here. I can buy this $400 bag or whatever it is, because that money's already, in your brain, you're telling yourself that money's already being used for your vacation. But when you're out, you're not thinking about that. You're thinking, oh, I have the cash. I can buy this. So having it physically separated from your physical checking account that you're using every day makes things so much easier to just so you're not mixing up money.
Yeah. And I can put a link down below to the SoFi checking account website so you guys can create a SoFi account if you want. If you have any questions about it, just let me know. But it's very easy. They have an app. It actually checks your credit daily. monitors your credit, I should say, not checks your credit. But
you're not over here getting your credit pulled every day.
no, not that. It monitors your credit. So if there's anything like on your credit or
someone's hacked your credit.
yeah,
That's
you know about it. Any kind of questionable stuff, they tell you, they get you a new score daily.
Nice.
So lots of stuff that it actually does for you other than just hold your money.
Man. So now that we've discussed where we put our money and what we do with our money, we thought maybe, even though I'm sure everybody knows about these, just some like small things that you can do on the side from your regular job to kind of fluff your vacation fund. So for me, I personally do a little bit of dog sitting. I'll pick up some extra babysitting shifts. But I know Crystal has in the past done DoorDash or Uber Eats, or what's that other one you do? Instacart. So these are just like some ideas. Like if you're, you know, 3 weeks out from your vacation, well, probably not 3, but you know, you're like a couple of months out from your vacation, you're kind of freaking out. Like you can pick up one of these little side things and make a, you know, maybe make a couple $100 before you go. Just make yourself feel better. But obviously, you know, that's just a little tidbit.
Yeah, gotta love the side hustle.
Gotta love it. Gotta side hustle yourself. All right, but on that note, we're gonna check out.
We'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.